Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Ryan and Robin Wrexham, where today we play in the UEFA Super Cup against FC Bayern and against Wolves in the Premier League for the first game of the season. Now we are in the Champions League this season, and hopefully that won't cost us too much in the league predictions. We are currently sitting, in terms of predictions, in 10th. So we went from 20th to 13th to 10th, so we have improved. There's one player in particular I really want to sign, but I don't know if our transfer budget will be able to stretch to it. As you can see, we've spent a fair bit. Let's have a look at the transfers in. So we signed Flavian Garnier as a striker. He was wanted by a lot of clubs, so we had to slightly pay over the odds for him, or, well, not pay over the odds for his transfer fee, but his wages, 50k. He originally wanted 30k, but he has joined for £1.3 million from relegated Le Havre, and we managed to beat out interest from United, City, and Liverpool. So we went a bit over the top with the wages, but I'd say it was worth it in the end. We then sold Luke Hayward. Oh yeah, also I don't know if I ever mentioned that we'd sold Christian Bow, but we did. We also sold Kuzmanovic and Hansen Aaron. I think I must have overlooked that. So then we have recently sold Luke Hayward for £18.25 million, and I think that can rise to about 20. As you can see, our net spend was only 6 million last season, so we deserve a big transfer budget this year. Not too much money come in so far in this transfer window. We sold Gustavo to Mainz for £18 million, as he just hadn't really impressed me. As you can see, he did okay, but not outstanding in terms of rating. And there was just something about him that he wasn't quite what I was looking for. We then had Stephen Bowyer-Jones went on a free, and then lots of players have gone out on loan. Our incomings, we've made a few interesting signings. So Ricardo Simoes is a left winger, he's predominantly a striker, but we're going to play him on the left wing. Looks really rather good. Very nice flair, good dribbling for finishing and first touch, and then not too slow. And he has lots and lots of potential. His Premier League standard could improve a lot, so hopefully he will. We got Danny Jones in from Manchester City on loan, and he looks very fast. Not amazing technically, but decent enough, and then got some good mentals. And then Dirk Amstein, I wasn't planning on trying to sign him. I was trying to sign the 201 centimetre behemoth from Inter Milan at centre back, who was also 2.5 star, but at the price that is available here, he was actually valued at about 50 million, according to my scout. And then suddenly Dortmund bid 11 mil, so I did the same, and he's decided to join us. I don't know whether he's quite the level to start for us at any point yet, but certainly a good option. And I think we might need another centre back, but I'm not really sure it's going to be possible with the finances. Anyway, we then signed Heung-min Son, purely a reputation grab again, but he's certainly good for shirt sales at being South Korean, and he still looks pretty good. He's not the fastest now, but he's still fast enough for a player of his age. That's pretty impressive for a 36-year-old. So hopefully he can still do a job for us. I don't know how he's done recently in the Premier League. Okay, not amazing. He's never been quite as good as he is in real life, I think. Certainly, I think it'll be a good signing from a lot of other points of view, such as the financial side, the shirt sales, and hopefully, our reputation hasn't gone up, but I'd hope that it will boost it pretty soon. Well, here is the lineup for this game against Bayern Munich. I don't know quite how good a lineup we put out, but certainly Vicek, Davies, Bellingham, and Doku, and probably Goretzka and Demir are pretty high level. So it certainly looks like it might not be their strongest squad, but I think there's a fair few players who could cause trouble for most teams in Europe in this Bayern squad. Hopefully we can cause an upset. I imagine probably the Champions League winning team has won the Super Cup the last few times, but I would love it if we could, break that trend. Not a great start if we go behind here, but thankfully we don't. It looks like White has picked up an early injury, which is not good. The player we want to sign is actually in his position, or technically he's a central midfielder, but can play at right back. And he looks really good. Not quite as good as Warburton, perhaps, but pretty all-round as a fullback. And yeah, I'd love to sign him, but he's not entirely interested because of our reputation, which is somehow still 3.5 star. And also, he will cost a lot of money. The suggestion is about £84 million, which we definitely can't afford right now. I'm hoping that I can get that down to about 65, and we'll work it out from there. Really, see if we can get instalments sorted for him. Stanijevic doing well to carry the ball there, but then goes for a really ambitious shot, which probably wasn't the brightest idea from him. Warburton into Samoas. Oh, it's just wide from Stanijevic. It's unlucky that. Not far off at all. We are controlling the game actually. We've had far more chances than they have. Hopefully we can do something with our chances in the second half. I think we need to get Callum White off, to be honest. Don't want him to get a long-term injury, so we'll get Lukac on at right back. And hopefully he can, he's not the best defensively, but he's pretty good going forward, so hopefully he can cause some trouble for I assume it's Alphonso Davies, who isn't having the best game so far. Again, it's a very quiet start to the second half, and somehow it's made its way through to Demir, who's put it home. Disappointing, because I think we've actually been on top this game. But when you play teams who've just won the Champions League, it's always possible that happens. Let's encourage the boys, and might be worth getting Javelino and Simoes off, rather. Tough one. I think Simoes can come off for Heung-min Son. And we'll get Camavinga off maybe for Trago. Vicek looks to have evaded our defenders, Goretzka now. And he scoops it a mile wide. Probably not the finest moment of his career. I think we now need to go attacking. Don't know if we can make any more subs. No, we can't. Just the 3 subs for today, even though it's basically a friendly game. I'm disappointed that we're losing this game, because we've actually been probably the better team. But it looks like that is going to be that. So Demir gets the winning goal for Bayern. Unfortunately, no Super Cup for us. And yeah, we played a very good team, so unlucky not to win there. And you can't complain too much. We just need that little bit extra in terms of individual quality. We've now made an extra sale and an extra signing. So the sale is Kim Christian Hoyenhal to Trabzonspor for 14 million. Was never convinced by him. He didn't do a very good job for us, and his potential went down. So it just wasn't worth keeping him around, particularly when we could bring in someone else that would do the same job. So we brought in Danny Ward from Stoke. Obviously a bit of an odd signing. He's 35 years old and a backup keeper on 20k a week. But he's trained at WREXHAM, so he's useful for the Champions League squad. Hopefully Bazuni won't be injured very much. But I think it's important to have... I just like having a backup goalkeeper who's trained at the club to enable us an extra space in the Champions League squad. So the squad for the first game of the season sees Garnier come in up front as Javelino is not fully fit. He doesn't even make the squad today actually. And then Heung-min Son starting on the left hand side with Lukac coming in to replace Callum White due to his injury. Not our absolute strongest squad, but I think it should be able to put on a decent showing. It looks like Liverpool enjoyed quite the performance against Chelsea earlier. Rather impressive that. Barbosa looked like Garnier was scythed down, but seems to have gotten away with it, the Wolves defender. Son nips in ahead. Oh, that's brilliant from Son. That's an unbelievable start to his Wrexham career. I wasn't quite sure what to expect of him. I'm still not quite sure what to expect of him, but if he can do things like that, that's incredible from him. Nipped in to nick it off Gedson Fernandes, his former teammate, and curls a beauty into the corner. Don't know what his long shots are. 14 and then 17 finishing. So he's pretty good. Him having 17 free kicks should actually help us as well. I think that's a useful skill to have it available to us in the team. And they've equalised pretty much instantly. Patino whacking it at Bazunu, who can't hold it back. Too powerful for him. Two pretty clinical teams so far with only one shot. Oh no, okay, never mind. Ignore me. But it looks like it could be an evenly matched game, which kind of stacks up according to the season prediction as well. Corner for Wolves with Gedson Fernandes standing over it, and they put it in. Max Kilman getting the goal for Wolves, and we'll go positive. It's disappointing that we have conceded twice from 3 shots. Not the finest start to the season from Bazunu. And Barbosa's still anxious, but everyone else seems to be motivated by that team talk. We'll get Barbosa off because he's not really having his finest day. Hopefully Danny Jones can do something good for us. He'll probably play as a winger. And then we'll get Staniewicz off for Leclerc, and Camavinga can come off for Galbraith. Yeah. Hopefully the boys can nick a goal back, and then we can start to control the game again. Garnier heads into Staniewicz, and I didn't think he was offside there, but okay. It looks like they've just had much better chances than we have, even though we've had more of them. We need to be a bit more creative than this, I suppose. Allsop heads back to Bazunu. Now Brent Powell. Galbraith. Chamber looks long for Jones. He's found him nicely. Can he do something with it? Sends in a good cross, and Garnier off the bar. That's unlucky. That was the chance. We'll go attacking. We'll demand more. It's had a decent effect on most players. Only Leclerc not happy. And now Jones. Cleared out by Hill, only to Galbraith. Warburton. Oh, Garnier's hit the bar again. We'll go very attacking. And encourage them. Hopefully that will do the job. But I don't think it will at this point. And it looks like it's a disappointing start to the season. A loss in the Super Cup and a loss in the Premier League. Not great. Well, it's been a disappointing episode. Still a chance to turn it round though. We've got a few more transfers that we'll probably be bringing in. We're looking to sell Garnacho and have a decent offer for him of 18.25 million, rising to 25 million. Hopefully, if we're lucky, we might be able to sell him for more than that if someone else comes in. It's going to be difficult. I don't know how much money he's on wage-wise, 48k, so that would at least free up a fair bit as well. But to sign the guy we want is going to be difficult. Let's have a quick look at him. I don't know quite how you say his name. Manole, perhaps? I wonder if is he part Italian? No, he's just Romanian. Actually, yeah, it looks like he was at Cluj initially. Signed for 3.7 million. Damn. But yeah, so he's predominantly a central midfielder, and actually at central midfield, he looks decent, but not necessarily outstanding. Then as soon as you switch him to a right back and all the important stats, he's pretty good. Even crossing and dribbling, he's good for a regen. So he's the guy I want. But the issues we have are transfer interest extremely doubtful, and transfer value 67 to 81 million. Yeah, it says here we wouldn't be interested in joining. I hope we can change that. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Hope to see you next time. But in the meantime, have a great day.